Hello friends, I am so glad that you are joining me for my Steampunk series. I have some old vintage receipts and I thought I would use some of them to create a scrappy pad. A lot of times I make my scrappy pads to look pretty grungy and I will tear them, but today I feel like keeping them a little straighter, so I'm going to cut them. These are department store receipts and they are from, I'd say, the mid 1980s. As you guys know, I am working on using up my stash, and I've had these in my stash for a couple of years. So it's time to go ahead and make a scrappy pad. And what I should do one day is just get a whole big stack of them out and make a whole bunch of scrappy pads. But I'm getting ready to go on my trip, so I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to make one scrappy pad today. Once I get this stack nice and straight, I'm going to go ahead and staple them together. I don't use staples very frequently in my crafting. I think for one reason, I don't think about it. And the second reason is I would never want to do anything where the staple really showed. Now with steampunk, I don't think it's a big deal if it shows. Even still, I'm going to cover it with lace, but I still think you could get away with it with the steampunk theme. When you see this video, I will already be in Las Vegas, staying at my sister's, and the wedding will have passed. The wedding is actually, well, it was yesterday, Thursday, the 25th. When you see this, it should be Friday, the 26th. Also, hopefully, I've already met with my friend Gwen of Gwen Offit Designs. We met on Instagram. She has been a great supporter of mine, and she is also a great supporter of the crafty community. So I'll make sure to link her in my description box. Please go check her out. Obviously, we have to have something besides the lace on the cover of our scrappy pad. So I'm particularly drawn to this hot air balloon. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to ink the edges, and then we're going to adhere that onto the front of the scrappy pad. I do love the way this is looking so far. Now, we don't often think of using stickles on steampunk, but why not? So I'm going to do it. I just am in the mood to highlight this hot air balloon, so I've chosen yellow, and we're going to see how this looks.
I'm going to go around the outside. I'm definitely going to put a little bit of highlights on the actual basket part where the people sit, and then I'll do a few thin lines on the inside.
I want to add something to the lace, but I'm not exactly sure what. So I grabbed a few items from my stash. I grabbed a feather. I thought we could try that on and see how that looks. I grabbed an old earring. It's a single earring. I thought we could play with that a little bit. And then I also grabbed a broken watch. So I thought we'll try that on and see which one or how many of these things we can use on here. I have decided to start with the watch. I want to use the watch face, so I'm going to have to wrestle the band away from the actual watch face. I thought I would grab my pokey tool and see if I could just push the pin out of there that connects the band to the watch face, but that did not work. So the next thing to try is bending it with my hands, and actually that worked. Now the only issue I have now is there's still a pin in there, and it's a little bit sharp, so I want to try to get that out of there. I'm going to use a combination of my needle nose pliers and my wire cutters. And actually, my wire cutters, the way that they're shaped, they were able to grab hold of it a lot better and actually pulled it out of there. I'm planning on adhering the watch face to the lace that's on the Scrappy pad. So I have to scuff up the back. It's shiny. And you guys know if something's shiny, chances are it's not porous. And if it's not porous, it will not stick properly. So I'm scuffing it up with this nail file. You can use anything. You can use sandpaper, a sanding block. My nail file happened to be close by, and it's a pretty heavy grit. So that's why I chose it. Where the band connects to the watch face, there's like a bar there. And the bar is empty. So I'm playing with this ball pin and seeing, because I might want to decorate it up a little bit. So I put a little owl charm on this ball pin, but it's not going to hang right, so that's not going to work. I got to take a look around and see what else I have. I found a small key charm, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. I don't want to work with this Scrappy pad too much until these stickles are dry, so I'm going to plug in my heat gun and just blast it for a minute, and it should dry them pretty quickly. Now back to adhering our charm. I have some gem tack, so that's what I'm planning on using. But I'm thinking I might go around the very, very outer edge, the part that I'm sanding now. I might hit that with my hot glue gun. That way I'll have two different kinds of adhesive on there, and I just feel like that's a little bit of an insurance policy. Look at this, you guys. I absolutely love how this turned out. So we started with vintage department store receipts that would be mailed to your house. We added the ephemera from the kit. I used some stickles on there. We added the blue lace, the watch face, the bulb pin, and the key charm. Here are the other pages of the statements. Those can easily be written on. I absolutely love how this turned out. I hope that you will dig around and find the treasures in your stash. I definitely had some that I got to use today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.